Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and I am so excited to show off this fantastic RV. All I've got to say is bravo to my clients. They ordered this RV and it is fantastic. So Mark and Anna, thank you so much for this shirt. Just want to make sure that you guys know that life rocks when your living room rolls. Today we are really excited to show you a 2022 Verona VRB. We did show you the same same vehicle last week with a gemstone interior and with a dinette. So today we're going to do the booth and we're going to do the gray mist interior, an ingot exterior, but a really cool, nice compare and contrast, because honestly, this is one of the most unsung Veronas out there, and it is fantastic. Today in Colorado, it is cold out. I want to tell you, it's 63 inside here, but it's about 32 outside, and I've got our heat running, I've got our fireplace on, and we are ready to rock and roll. So Jody, take her on back as usual. If you haven't watched our videos before, I do like to start my RV reviews from the inside out. You can find me at either TTTRV on YouTube or at RVs Inside Out for all of my personal videos that I make here at Transwest. We are located in Frederick, Colorado, and we bring you a live video Monday through Friday, 3 times a day on trucks, trailers, and RVs. And we are really excited to carry Winnebago, Newmar, and Renegade. Now, Renegade makes the best cabinet in the marketplace. Just super solid, beautiful spice brandy is what you'll see here. On the left, you'll see we have a 35-inch radius shower. One of my favorite things is if you've got naughty children, you can put them in here and then you just close up this little lock and they can't get out. I mean, they're in there for the day. No, I'm just kidding. Don't use this for the naughty spot. But do know that what's really nice about this shower is that when you're going down the road, you got it locked, you know that it's secure. One of my favorite things about Renegade products is the fact that these latches are just durable, very easy to use, and very visible. Another thing I like a lot about this radius is, first of all, this magnetic door makes it really nice. It keeps all that warm air inside. It's got a beautiful skylight, as you can see, tons of headroom. We also have an adjustable shower head, as well as a really nice little soap dish here, and more places to keep water, shampoo and conditioner, top shelf and bottom. These will of course stay in place where you're going down the road, and then a nice chair so that you can wash your feet and shave your legs while you're in the shower. So really nice. Now this is a bath and a half model. So Jody, if you just show off to the left, one of the nicer features of this RV is the amount of room here. So you've got all of that cabinet space down there on the right. So you've got 2 shelves, top and bottom, and then all of these beautiful solid surface countertops. Again, this is the gray mist interior, and one of the best things about Renegade is going to be the craftsmanship in this RV. So when they're made in Elkhart, Indiana by these Amish gentlemen and women, it's really, well, I just said to gentlemen, I've seen some Amish women there at the factory, but I'll tell you, so these cabinets are really something. They're a point of pride for this community, and these RVs are created and manufactured with love, with attention to detail, and with a great deal of pride. So you'll find that everything is just super solid, very durable, nice construction. I always tell people, if you're looking between a Newmar Super C and a Renegade Super C, the big difference is this is more of a motor cabin, and less of a motor home. So this has got a much more rustic and wood feel to it, but really great finishes in both products. Nice porcelain potty. I always tell people when you're in here, you want to sit down, make sure you see that there's enough room. There's a lot of storage here. Great place for your toilet paper dispenser as well. Just really well engineered. And today we're sitting in, like I said, pretty cold temperatures. So I have the heat pumps running, and I've got the generator on too, just so we can see all of this interior space and how it's affected with your generator. Because a lot of times, you know, if you're boondocking in the desert, you might have your gen running so you can have air conditioning on. And as you can see, one of the best things about having such a solid construction is that by just closing this door, it's really, really quiet in this bedroom. So you would be able to sleep here. I have the heat pumps running right now. You can't even tell that they're on. They are running off of our hydronic heat, which is powered by a 250D AquaHot. The 250D AquaHot, what it does is it takes your tankless hot water filter, tankless hot water heater, and it runs a tube of glycol underneath, and it gets it really hot, and then it pushes the warm air into the coach just by pushing that air over the top of that hot tube of liquid. So it's a really nice, quiet way to heat your coach in super cold temperatures. About 30 degrees or so. These heat pumps, because you've got two 15,000 BTU air conditioner and heat pumps on this unit, but they don't work at those lower temperatures. And these hydronic, heated RVs that are all electric really have a significant advantage for those of you that want to boondock. This coach is powered with 3 175 watt solar panels, and it has 3 AGM batteries. So it does not have the lithium ion battery upgrade. And it's really important to understand, in the Verona that I had a 2020 36 VSB. So very similar to this model, just a single bath and a mid as opposed to a bath and a half model like this one. But we would just really be able to go out with, 150 gallon water capacity, a 75 gallon gray water, a 75 gallon black water capacity. We could go out for, a week or two at a time. We would really run out of gray water before anything else. But, to be honest with you, with the solar panels, what was really nice is if we got to the end of the day, we could go ahead, run our generator for about an hour at night just to make sure we would be able to go over the evening, and we would have the capacity to charge our electric devices like our cell phones and our laptops. Our refrigerator would stay powered, and then by the next day when the sun came up, I would be getting those amps right back into my RV. So it's important to understand lithium ion is an option for this product, but it's not mandatory. And I've got about a 50-50 take ratio on it. They're expensive. AGM batteries are going to be a lot less to maintain in the long run. You might have less maintenance in the long run with the lithium ion. So it's kind of, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, really personal preference. All of that being said, one of the major advantages to this coach is going to be storage, as I mentioned earlier. I love the fact that if you are going to go snowmobiling, there's this removable shelf here, so you could actually take those longer bibs and store them here. Maybe you're going to go to Baja and you'll have your wetsuits in here. I don't know, maybe you're going to go to a really fancy party and you'll have your ball gowns in there, whatever it might be. Just really nice storage there. And you'll note that when I open these cabinets, these lights come on automatically, so these little LEDs. Renegade's just done a really good job at staying current without getting too opulent. They have all of these really nice soft close drawers, full extension, lots and lots of room in your bedroom. But like I said, this is just a much more rustic and solid feel. So for those of you who are looking to get out, take the kids, take your dogs, go to the beach, do, river sports, whatever it might be that you're into. This is just a great all-around camper that's going to get you down the road. It's got an 8.9 liter L9 Cummins engine in it, powered by an Allison transmission. It's going to have 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. And the nice thing about this is, so we have a 6.7 liter ISB in the Valencia, which has got a propane furnace on it. This is all electric. So when you move into the Verona, one of the major benefits that you get is going into an all-electric coach. But the other benefit is instead of having 800 foot-pounds of torque for towing capacity and a 12,000 pound hitch, you've got a 20,000 pound hitch and 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. So a lot of that capacity that you need to get up and over those mountains and hills comfortably. A lot of people ask me, can you keep speed going up the hills in a Renegade Verona? 100%. So we have a 16-foot bullnose trailer that we pull, usually full of lots of gear, and absolutely we have had zero problems in our L9 getting up and over the passes. I just traded my Verona in for a Superstar, so if you haven't seen those videos, I've got those out there too. Not because I wasn't happy though. A lot of people say, oh wow, which one do you like better? I'll tell you, there's pluses and minuses of a lot of things in both of them. One of the things that I really like about the Renegade is, to be honest with you, the Firefly app, which allows me to close and open this slide from the outside of the vehicle. So when we park at night, we pull into a campsite, it's really nice to be able to actually just jump out of the driver's seat, pop outside with my phone and open and close those slides. Another thing is going to be the steps that go into the cab of the vehicle. So make sure, Jody, if I don't do it, just give me that little point and I'll show those to you later. But really, to be very candid with you, it's going to be preference. You know, what's your style? What are you looking for? This Verona is much more rugged, much more camp-like. If you want a little more opulence, you could go into the LE, which would be a more equal comparison to the Superstar. But those are all out there, and I would be happy to go over all of them with you. We just got our order guides in today, and it's really exciting. We actually have a few new models available from Newmar, and we're already building our 2023 Renegades. One of the cool things is the Renegade Verona has this great bunk over cab that's not offered by Newmar, and that's going to be carried in the LE model this year as well. Now overhead here, you'll see we have these great cabinets once again. So really nice storage here, nice deep storage. You've got control over here of your lights, so they're little adjustable lights. You can just turn them on and off with a switch. Like I said, one of the best things about Renegade is how simple things are. You've got 2 USB ports here as well as a 110. And then there's your nightstand. Like, keep it simple, right? There's no reason to make things complex. Really good way to go. So I know I really like that aspect of it. And of course, we've got that on both sides. And then another nice feature here is going to be the way these doors close. So lots of privacy here. As you can see, you know, the solution to having a larger door or a smaller pocket is just to go ahead and make 2. And there's super solid wood construction. Really, really nice feature of this RV. You've got a 32-inch smart TV up here. You'll find that throughout most of the product lines these days. And below that, of course, you've got your exit window. Hopefully you don't need to jump out of that anytime soon. Now here in the midship, we have this great Splendide stackable washer and dryer. Really nice feature because of the fact you've got access to this with the slides in. So when my RV is on the road, I actually can't have to pop out the slide to change the laundry over to the dryer. And we do most of our laundry while we're in motion. You know, you've got 8 hours to wash, dry, and fold. It's great. That way when you get to your campsite, you can focus more on, you know, barbecuing, drinking beer, all that stuff you're supposed to do when you're out on the road. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a bath and a half model. So really cool feature. I think highly under ordered, to be honest with you. The one that I got in, or that I did a video on last week, was just the second VRB I've ever actually had come in on order. And I was so excited to be able to show it to you because I don't think that there's enough of these on the road. They're really fantastic. For those of you that are looking for more of a residential experience, that want to be able to share time with your family and have 2 restrooms so that you can have, especially young teen girls, maybe just an older couple where the husband might sleep in and the wife's up making breakfast, or in our case, my boyfriend's up making me coffee while I'm snoozing a little bit. Just nice to have 2 separate facilities. And then as you can see, there's also all of the same storage capacities in both of these. You've got tons of storage, another porcelain potty, another fantastic fan, a ton of storage here as well. So a really nice midship bath. Just great execution of quality by Newmar. And then of course the fantastic fans are rain sensitive if you have that question. I do a lot of videos and sometimes I forget to mention things. So if you have any comments or questions, please note that there's a link in the description down below. This is a live Facebook video, so you can actually ask questions and I'd be happy to answer them for you while we're live on TV. Now I wanted to make sure, last time I did a video, I think I forgot to show all of this cabinet space. Maybe I didn't, but if I did, super important. I mean, you could put a rice cooker in here. You could put, if anybody wants to have like a crock pot, you know, all of those great things that you know would be really convenienced by while going out on the road for a long period of time can be stowed in this vehicle. It's got a ton of storage, which is super nice. And then I love this mid fireplace. So this is an optional feature, but one of the nice things about this is it actually does put off quite a bit of heat. It's a really nice silent way to heat your coach. You've got, of course, beautiful storage here, and then lots of dry storage up here for anybody who's got like beer steins or, you know, cups, whatever you might want to do for maybe top shelf. You could keep your booze up there. So great storage there. This is another smart TV, and then these Samsung soundbars are super cool. You can actually just sync your phone to it. So if you want to listen to a little Led Zeppelin, today we were doing Pink Floyd in the store here. So, you know, hats off to those guys. Happy Monday. Pink Floyd's awesome. But yeah, it's just nice to be able to listen to your soundbar where you kind of just getting out, you know, maybe prepping your food for going outside and barbecuing a little bit later. Just a really great way to relax. And then here above this refrigerator, I love the fact that first of all, the Samsung is an 18 cubic foot refrigerator, so you can imagine how deep this is. But you can put those big cookie trays up there. We do a lot of party trays because, of course, bringing out all of your condiments and stuff, it's a lot easier to have a tray where you've got, your lettuce and onions and veggies and all that stuff on a big tray. So we keep those up there on top, super handy. And then take a look at this refrigerator, super great refrigerator. One of the things I would recommend if you haven't done this yet, they have these great little storage boxes that you can buy to keep your fruit and all your perishable items in, and they stack, and you can kind of Tetris this refrigerator out and get a lot of storage out of it without worrying about things sliding around while you're in motion. Another thing that they have is a little bar you could put up right here across the front that keeps things, so when you open your cabinet or you open your refrigerator doors after you've been in motion, things don't come flying out. I think that's an awesome thing to take a look at. But one of the things that I really like about the Renegade is, first of all, in 2022, we took the handles off the front of the refrigerator door, so you're not going to bump into anything. You've got your ice maker down below. You've got a really, really big, deep freezer down here as well. But one of the things I really love about this product, once again, is just really visible latches. So when it's red, it's locked. So you know that you don't have to worry about it coming open while you're moving. When it's blue, it's open. We've got another one down here on the side for the freezer as well. So just really cool, super simple, not complicated at all. But then at the same time, you have these great effects where you have, your Firefly systems here. So we've got the Mira is the name of the app. Right now it's searching, and you can see I've got my Aqua Hot on. I've got it on the front. I'm running it through the diesel tank. Of course, you've got a 100-gallon fuel tank, so super nice there. But I can take a look. I can go in here and I can say, oh, here's my generator. I want to stop my generator. So I could stop my generator from inside of my coach without ever having to get up here and touch the system. I can also start it from inside as well. So that just went down. So that's great. I can also look at my solar charge that I'm getting. I can do all of these great things. I can control my slides and my awnings all within this app. So really, really cool state-of-the-art systems in a coach that feels very, very simple to operate. Once again, we've got our Blu-ray player up here, cable input if you've got that. This coach has the wine guard. Let me just make sure that I get this right, because they're always a little different. So we're going to have on this the WineGuard Connect 2.0 Wi-Fi with 4G LTE range extender and an antenna with a power amplifier. So this coach does not have any satellite on it. For us, we're not big satellite people. I would rather have a good, Wi-Fi system so I can watch Hulu or, whatever, Netflix on my smart TV. That's kind of how we go about things these days. So here's all of your breakers. It's funny, somebody commented in one of my videos, I love seeing how nice and tidy the wiring is, but as you can see, really well orchestrated, super, super clean breaker boxes, well labeled. And I think that, as a sales associate in this industry, a lot of times we might take this for granted, but the truth of the matter is, the cleanliness and the organization of these fuse panels is really pretty spectacular. And if you look at comparisons for other manufacturers, you'll find that the way that these Renegades are just assembled and put together is so tight, so precise, and it's going to give you longevity. So for those of you that are looking to buy a coach that you want to keep for a long time, this is a great option in the marketplace. Just super solid. This is a water filter for your whole house water filter. So that's awesome. As you can see, again, all soft closed drawers. This vent is one of the vents that's got nice hot air coming out of here. And I mean, I know you can't feel it like I can, but I'll tell you, this is super warm. It's actually, this coach is so nice and toasty. And we literally staged this about 25 minutes ago, and it's already up to temperature. So super, super cool there. A little more storage down below here. But one of the things I wanted to point out that's so nice is that you have so much shelf space up here. And then back here, I mean, this is like a really traditional, home style under cabinet assembly. You could actually put like a shop vac in there if you wanted to have, a vacuum cleaner, stowed underneath. That's where we'd actually keep ours. We had a little handheld that, is battery charged. But we also would be able to keep, a black for outside, silver for inside, and blue for recycled trash cans stacked on top of each other. And these are big trash cans. I mean, I can't fit one of these in my Superstar, I'll tell you that much. So when you're out there really camping, I mean, this is just a super efficient vehicle. Somebody asked last time, I did not do a good job in showing the sink. So here is your single basin undermount sink with a residential faucet head. So if you're watching today, I apologize for missing that last time. But yeah, really nice deep basin sink. We got a collapsible silicone bucket that we would keep in ours. That way we could do our dishes with having soapy water and then rinse water separate. That way we could just maybe save a little bit of that gray water. 75 gallons of gray water, to be honest with you, is more generous. My Superstar's only got 60 gallons. And that is, I've got long hair. That's the thing I need the most of. So that gray water tank is precious to me. Anything you can do for water savings, of course, is great. 150 gallons of fresh water, though. Oh my gosh, what a luxury. I mean, just super, super cool. One of the best reasons to get into that Super C segment. I'm going to turn off my fireplace. And I wanted to show you here. So this True Induction cooktop, I've had a lot of people that are really kind of like skeptical as to whether or not they're going to like this. I have to tell you, if you haven't cooked on True Induction, before you decide that you need propane, understand that this is not something that's, you know, going to be relegated to oxygen. So it doesn't matter at what altitude you're at. This is going to go to a precise temperature. You can set it to 350 degrees or 450 degrees. You can set it 1 through 5. This is a really great, super fast way to cook. You can boil water about half the time that it takes to boil water on a traditional stove on a True Induction cooktop. I liked our Renegade so much that actually in our new house, I only have True Induction. I have zero gas going into my new house because I found that cooking with an all-clad copper core pan on True Induction gave me the best cooking experience I'd ever had. And when I went shopping, you know, for all my appliances for our new home, I had picked out, you know, one of those ones that had that super crazy cone and like the extra special heat that got the hottest. And right before we went ahead and placed the order, I said, hey, just out of the curiosity, what do you think about True Induction? And he goes, well, there's nothing better in the marketplace. And my sales guy actually converted me on the spot from getting a gas-powered range to getting a True Induction cooktop for my house. One of the things that he showed us is that he put a paper towel down on the True Induction cooktop, and he put the same amount of water in one pot as he did in another pot. He put one on the open flame and one on the cooktop. And he didn't put the paper towel down to show me that there was a safety benefit from True Induction. He did it because he was protecting, you know, the store's, you know, material, making sure it didn't get scratched. But the funny thing is, it didn't catch on fire. So if you want something that's going to also give you a benefit of fire safety, it's right here in this True Induction. So you'll find that all of our higher end coaches are going to have that that type of cooktop, and the reason is it really is a lot better. So if you haven't tried it yet, I would definitely do it. Another nice point to mention to you: 1.7 cubic foot microwave and convection oven. Big deal. You know, I just went microwave shopping for my pantry, and they're small as like 0.7 cubic feet, so 1.7 is a whole cubic foot bigger. You could roast a turkey in here for Thanksgiving. So if you haven't considered doing that, you know, understand that it's totally an option. Now, another big feature here is look at all of this overhead storage. So I talk a lot about being able to keep things in your coach, but the truth of the matter is, you know, you got a bin that has flashlights in it, batteries in it, one that has bug spray, you got your outdoor kitchen utensils, your tablecloths, all of these things. And you can literally take a bunch of those shoe boxes that you get at the Container Store or at Costco and just take a label maker, alphabetize them A through Z. It's so cool. I mean, you know that your second cabinet is going to be pretty close to B, so that's probably where you're going to find your batteries, you know, in this vicinity. But they can slide up and down, and you can really fit so much storage in here. And as you can see, once again, that just super solid construction. Now, one of the things I really like about Renegade, I've got a USB port here because, I mean, honestly, I know that we're all supposed to wear our seatbelts when we're driving down the road, but my son is literally sitting here like this with his guitar, charging his iPhone, Snapchatting people, looking out the window, look, I'm camping. So, I mean, it's just nice that the kids have a place they can plug in, you know, because a lot of us, I mean, our electric devices, of course, are the things that we make our memories with. We store our photos on them. We're using them to watch our movies at night on Hulu, you know, whatever it is. So it's important to have good charging devices throughout the coach. So I really like that about Renegade. They do a really good job at making sure they've got placements for you. And another thing that's super cool about this coach is the windows. So for those of you that haven't seen how these work, right now it's raining, right? So I don't have to worry about that. I can actually just open this up. The rain's not going to come in because they pop this way and they get plenty of fresh air. And then as you can see, they're dual pane, so they're nice and quiet when I close them. And I'm opening up this really cool bed. So I was really surprised when I did this last week, and I'm going to do it again. If you're looking for measurements, I do have measurements in last week's video, so give me a call, shoot me a text, I'll send you a link. Again, you can find us at TTTRV. But I found this to be really, really cool because one of the things that's so nice about this unit is actually, am I going to be able to release my lever? There we go. Is actually this bed, which is so neat. And I didn't know that it was going to be segmented like this. So this does have 3 seat belts in it, just so you know. Oh, don't lose your microphone, Katie. So 3 seat belts in this couch. But as you can see, this is that trifold, which is a super, super comfy couch. Queen size right here, right? Now, I don't know, maybe you got a big old dog who wants to sleep with you there. What if you've got a super tall kid? That's my boat. Super tall kid. Well, so we've got a solution for you. Underneath here is this extra cushion. And I was like, oh my gosh, how does this work? Well, it's really neat. The way that it works is you pop this bad boy up. You slide out your cushion all the way so that it's even. Now, you guys, if you watched last week's video where I didn't do this very well, you can tell I've had some practice since then. Slide this in place, right? There we go. And now you can have a super big person that's uber tall have tons of room to sleep in your living room. And this is so big. If you have littles, like if you're going to go camping with the grands and you got 3 or 4 of them, you could put like 1 in there and 3 more here. Like you could have 4 kids so easily in this space. And it's just super nice that they have it set up this way. I had never seen this configuration. And I mean, you see the diagram of it on your order sheet, but of course, these days where things are so hard to get a hold of, it's like, how does that work? Well, this is how it works. And as I said, these are all anchored into the subfloor here, so you've got your seat belts there. So that's nice. And then I wanted to show you this other cool configuration. So really important to keep your latch up so you can unlock it like you saw earlier. And then you just drop this down. It latches into place, makes it really easy just to slide it. But check this out. This is like the really cool thing that I was super impressed with. So I can actually set this up so I have a recliner on one side of my couch. I am so stoked on this. Like, now, okay, so it's not like the fancy, Newmar power button, lay flat recliner, but it's awesome. It's like a little lounge chair, so you can put your feet up. So if you want to just have 2 extra ottomans, everyone can have a place to keep their feet up. Or you don't have to have ottomans, but I would probably have an ottoman. But check this out. How rad is that? I love this. I am totally sitting here and watching a movie. Like, this is so awesome. Super, super stoked on that. Again, really easy to configure. I figured out that, oh, come on, Katie. There we go. There's like this little latch thing you have to do to get it to come off. And then after you get it past that, oh God. Okay, one of these days, I'm going to make a video, and this is all going to go just like according to plan. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. just stuck right there. There it goes. Okay. So just so you know, what I'm fighting with is this little knob. This little knob right here keeps it in place. I fight with the knob every time I fight with the knob. But all of that being said, I'm going to show you what this looks like with the slides closed. And no, Mark and Anna, I'm not going to break your coach, so I have to buy it. I'm going to do it the right way, and you're going to have to come pick it up mid-May. Woohoo! So excited about that. By the way, if anyone wants to be like the raddest clients in the entire world, call Mark and Anna. Send me an email. I promise you, they'll tell you all about their purchase experience, about shopping with us. They're not a nicer couple in the entire world than Mark and Anna. So if you do have any questions, I would love to use them as a reference because they are awesome human beings. We've had so much fun during this process, and I'm so excited to deliver such a cool coach to them. So thank you so much, you guys, for being so cool. They found me online too. They're coming out from Florida and Georgia. They're kind of a dual location. If you didn't know how big this is, it's big. Great place to keep laptops. I always call this one a bread drawer, and then I would keep laptops in this one. And then there's just a little latch down here. This slides down. I'm sure you saw some of the cushions up top. The other ones are underneath the seats here. But this turns into a nice little bed. These are not removable. It's about 5 feet wide. Tall people will not fit there. You'll have to put them on the couch. Okay, so what else? I love the brushed nickel decor throughout here. Just really classy. That goes on with a switch, or you can do it manually. But just super, super nice. Another big deal, bunk over cab. So this is a huge bunk bed. What I wanted to show today, though, is what's below the mattress. Because look what's below the mattress. So you could take these out. If you wanted to just use this for storage, it's really designed very, very well. It's got this nice durable material, like, I don't know, it's like a, what do you call that stuff? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, like a laminate countertop type of material. So nice durable material. Great place if you wanted to keep fishing gear, paddle boards, helmets, I don't know, whatever you might have. And then keep in mind that you also have, you can do this with your phone, or you've got controls right up here. So really nice window that you can get a little extra light in the coach. LED lights underneath, 2 more USB ports, a 110 outlet. So the kids have access to all the charging stuff that they need. They've got a TV up here as well, and a nice curtain, so a little bit of privacy. So this is just another great location. And again, this is going to be available as well in the 2023 Verona LE model, which is just huge. It gives you so much extra space. And to be honest with you, if I had had the bunk over cab in my 36 VSB, I don't know if I would have traded my RV in for a bunk model, because that's kind of what we needed. You know, we just, every once in a while we'd have extra people, and it'd be nice to be able to sleep 6. But here you've got 2, maybe a little, or somebody who's had a few margaritas, but then another 3, so at least 5, and then 2 more. So many places to sleep in this coach. And then you've got 3 seatbelts here, another seatbelt here as well. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 seat belts in this coach. So lots and lots of seating capacity. Just a little more storage here as well. Great place to keep bug spray, suntan lotion, maybe your pet supplies like leashes and stuff, dog dishes, whatever it is that you might need. And then I want to go over the cab just a little bit before we go outside. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the really nice things about this coach is going to be that you have this great 8.9 liter engine, and you have this great amount of torque. It's a 360 horsepower engine. It was 350 before. The horsepower and torque ratings on this L9 can be different things. In the Dutch Star, it's a 450 horsepower engine. I've heard a lot of people go, oh, there's this other manufacturer who will remain unnamed that sets theirs at 450. Well, I hate to tell you this, but just because you set your engine up to be a Grenade doesn't mean it's going to perform any different or better. And if 450 was good on a Super C, Renegade would set their engine and tune it to 450 horsepower. It really doesn't make a difference. It's still the same L9. It's still that same 8.9 liter. Still got a 20,000 pound towing capacity. It's still got 1,100 or maybe 1,250 foot-pounds of torque instead of 1,150. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, what you're after is a nice, strong, capable, long-lasting, durable engine that's quiet and easy to operate. And this is on. So if you can't hear the engine in the background with my microphone on, but you can hear me, it's because it's really not that loud. So I get a lot of people go, oh my gosh, isn't it just so loud when you're driving down the road? No, it's not. Now, when you're going up a hill, is it laboring a little bit more, making a little more of that grr sound? Yeah, but you got your trucker hat on and your horn, so you don't really care. You're still having a great conversation. You're still having a lot of fun. You're still driving your big ass semi truck up the road. So it doesn't really matter. It's a great experience. Highly, highly recommend if you haven't considered a Super C, and you want something that's going to give you a little bit better towing capacity and also is a little bit better on the pocketbook. This is the way to go. Especially the Verona. You get so much money for an LE or for a Superstar with the same capacity, and this is like a cabin. Like it's like when you go buy a mountain home. It's not as much as the house you live in, but it's just as nice and maybe even a little more fun to go to. All right, so Coach came in with 1,241 miles on it. That is the distance it took to drive it from Indiana to us. It's also the distance that you won't have to drive if you take delivery in Colorado. You can start your camping trip here at Transwest. Right past us here, you can see, got my friend Bob over here. And, oh, no, Bob's not there anymore. That's someone in their new Berkshire. This is a service appointment. This is somebody who's here for service, plugged into our campground. That gate locks at night, so you can't get into the dealership, but you have free access to come and go. You can do your delivery here, stay for a few days, get your sea legs on, make sure everything's functioning appropriately, and then head up into Rocky Mountain National Park. Go to Utah. I mean, this is just such a great place to come and pick up your RV, and we're right off of I-25. We're close to Texas, we're close to Wyoming, we're close to California, we're close to Florida. We're right in the middle of the country. So if you haven't considered buying your RV out of state, most of my business is done out of state because people want to come here for the fantastic delivery experience with Wade Phoenix, with Tim Frank, because of the fact that we have a guy named Bill Habercorn who literally, like, I swear, it's the craziest thing. He's a walking RV encyclopedia. You call this guy and tell him, oh my gosh, my radio won't turn off. This is a true story. Customer calls me, goes, oh, I'm freaking out. I'm trying to put my RV down. This thing won't go off. I'm like, give me a second. I text Bill. They send me back a text message like 10 minutes later. They're like, dude, Bill Habercorn is so awesome. Got everything done. He actually told us a few other things to look out for before we put our RV up for storage for the winter. I mean, he's just a really awesome attribute. So you've got your Freightliner 800 number, and Freightliner's really good with customer service. It's a huge benefit of buying a Super C is that you've got that Freightliner front end, and you can tell people you've got a semi truck when you're coming in for an oil change instead of having to say, hey, I've got an RV. RV service, of course, especially in a Class A, takes a little more access, can't get in quite as quickly. But semi-trucks, as you know, are the commerce of the United States. They're what's making everything rock and roll, and they have to stay on the road. So these Freightliner establishments exist all over the country. So great, in terms of easy access for roadside, but also Freightliner is just all over the country. You can also call Renegade's 1-800 number. But I got to tell you, these guys, like, you want to call them during Christmas time, they're going to have 2 weeks off, man. Like, they're going to answer their phones. But Bill Habercorn, sorry, Bill, he's here, Monday through Friday. If it's an emergency on weekends and you text him, he gets back to you. It's just a really huge service offered by Transwest. And that's all he does. He's paid full time to support our clients and to make sure that they have a great experience while they're camping, that we're not taking them off the road. Okay, so Allison transmission, I know we talked about this a little bit. You can lock this little diff up so you got a little more traction going, so your wheels are tighter. Maybe you got some gravel you're trying to get out of and you got a big load behind you. Fog lamps are kind of self-explanatory. Heated mirrors, yes, you need to have them, especially in Colorado. Power, lock and unlock, parking brake. This regen button, of course, you've got a DEF tank in this RV, so this is going to be something you could, if you wanted to burn off any of that particulate, you could do it manually. It'll do it on its own. Engine brake, big deal there. Lane alert. So, that WABCO just popped off. I wanted to talk about these two things. So one of the things I didn't get on my Superstar that's standard on a Verona that's really important is I've got a distance sensor. So this will actually change colors while you're driving if you're too close to somebody and give you an alert. It also will allow you to set, your following distance. Let's say you find a buddy on the road that I don't know, we always do that. We'll find someone we're trailing for like 500 miles, and you just set to follow him, and it just stays at that same speed, keeps your distance the same. So really nice, that WABCO system. The lane alert is another thing. When I turned it on, it was kind of that noise that you heard. Just tells you if you're exiting the lane. And if you're driving through the mountains, especially like up here in the Rocky Mountains, you might be hitting those fjords and going over those lines. You can turn it off so it's not telling you, hey, you're a really bad driver all the time. But when you're going down the road and everything starts to kind of get tunnel vision because you've been driving for 6 hours, it's nice to have something that says, hey dude, by the way, like you should maybe look up. So it's a great safety feature. Another great safety feature that comes standard, I had to add a TPMS sensor to my unit. So really like the fact that they've got a TPMS sensor. And of course everyone needs a cigarette lighter because, I don't know, America, I don't know. Power outlets though, so you've got this. If you need a radar detector in your RV, you're probably driving too fast, but you could have one. Just cool systems overall. You got power into your nav system here. And then I love this little nav system because one of the things that's really nice about it is it's touchscreen. It's just a Garmin nav system. It's super easy. You can store all of your favorite places. It has campgrounds and RV services as a set list. And then of course TripAdvisor is so smart. They've got their own link here, so if you wanted to be able to get a review, you can. You can do all your saved things right here. You can save all your addresses. You can set your home address, national parks. I mean, it's just super cool to see all the things that just come up. And then as you can see, there's all your little TripAdvisor reviews right there. So just a great nav system. The brake system is going to be standard, so you've got your Curt Triflex braking system already on there. I don't know, just great overall vehicle. Okay, total downside. Hello, Renegade. How am I supposed to do my lip gloss? Girls drive RVs too, you guys. We need a mirror here for the chicks. Also, great place for your Cobra system. We already have our antenna on our mirror out here. I'll show that to you when we get outside. Nice little place to keep your wallet and your cell phone. Overall, fantastic cab. As I mentioned, just really nice. Oh, air ride seats with 2 armrests on both sides. That's a really big deal. Some RVs only have armrests on the driver's side and not the passenger side. This is a big deal. This is what makes it comfortable. There's a little adjuster here so you can set it if you've got longer, shorter arms. You can change the pitch, and then they're heated. But yeah, so these are those great air ride seats. I can't think of anything else you really need to know about the front part of this cab. Of course, you've got your standard heat and air conditioning and all that stuff. I think it's time to go outside, but before we do, I want to show you this cool feature. So going down these stairs. Oh no, I'm going to roll it in from outside, Jody. I'm doing it with my app, buddy. So one of the things that we did not have, and I don't have it on my my Superstar, that I really wish I did. In fact, my boyfriend's like, "Can we get one of these? Look at that! Like that's so nice. Like that lets a light in, And then this is a really nice screen door. It's improved from ours because it's got this little metal grate down here. So if you have a little pooch that wants to get out, they're not going to scratch holes in your screen. Now on the left-hand side here, of course, we've got our handy-dandy fire extinguisher. This is our house disconnect, so if you wanted to turn your whole house off, you do it right there. But this is your equalizer leveling jack system. There's an app for this. There's an app for Freightliner. There's an app for Firefly. There's apps for everything. But this is just, super nice, very simple, auto level, auto retract, power on and off. It does make a beeping sound at you if you are being dumb and you haven't turned off or you haven't pulled your jacks up and you start to drive. Jody, I'll meet you out there. I'm going to grab my stuff. Make sure I'm synced to my phone, to my app. So what I'm doing right now, you guys, is I'm just making sure that I've got my app synced so that when I get out there, I can show you how to work the slides because I really, really love that. All right, so app is synced. I'm going to go ahead and go to my slides. And I'm going to start off with a bedroom slide just so we can see it. So one of the things that's super nice about this is if you're camping and you want to be able to make sure you're not going to hit something, you can do this outside with your phone. I really love that. The other thing that's super nice is, okay, it's not raining right now. I didn't want to get that awning deployed in the rain because I don't want it to get all wet. But now that it's not raining, I can go ahead and show you how nice this awning is. And I can do that with my phone. So if I'm parked, under a canopy of trees, for instance, and I might not, want to extend it the whole way, it's so cool not to have to try to look out the window to see where the app is, or to phone a friend and be like, hey, buddy, I know you're over there barbecuing, but can you come and tell me if I'm going to hit this tree with my awning? It's just super nice to be able to do this with your phone from outside. And I love the way that these elbows fold in. So you've got 3 supports for this awning. This is a really, really nice Girard system. But it's so cool because it's well supported, but it's also super tight and compact into the side of your RV. So really, really great awning system, lots of coverage. And one of the things that I really have found that we enjoy is we set up our RV carpet right outside here while we're watching our television. We can get our own little living room. And if you get one of those plastic rugs that they actually have one that you can get on Amazon that's made with that plastic material that you can hose off after it gets kind of gross and dirty. And you can roll it out in front of your television. And if you get an Outlander fire pit, you can literally put your fire pit down on top of the plastic rug, put your lawn chairs out on top of the plastic rug. And if your feet are you get a little bit wet because maybe it's misty or whatever, you don't get dirt all inside of your coach because you're sitting on top of plastic instead of sitting in the dirt. It's just super, super nice. One of the things that we really enjoyed camping in ours, if you haven't had a chance to go to this little town called Shipshewana, we stayed at Shipshewana when I went up to Renegade to take a factory tour. If you haven't ever been on a Renegade factory tour and you want to see some really burly guys putting together some really badass coaches, highly recommend you go visit my friend Tim up at Elkhart, Indiana. Tell him Katie sent you. He'll be used to it. A lot of my clients go up there to visit, but it's really fun to go up there and stay, go camping. It's so cool. At 5 o'clock in the morning, you hear all these hoof prints or hoof noises because everyone's taking their buggies to work. It's just a totally different out of, country experience. It's so different than what you're used to in the humdrum days of, city life. And I mean, these guys in Indiana really know what it's all about. Great family values, great workmanship, great craftsmanship, great pride in what they're making. And that's where you get this product from. So just down here underneath these steps, I wanted to point out great little cubby spots to keep your shoes. That's one of the things that we miss in our Superstar. Really like that. As you can see, these steps are really nice. They deploy all the way to the ground, so nice and low. I've got them locked right now. This is another thing that we really miss in our Superstar. I love this really nice, gritty, sticky, durable entry point to this cab. And if you didn't know, the best thing about a Super C is having 3 doors on your coach. So if you want to hop out, fill up your diesel tanks. These are saddle tanks. You want to fill both of them at the same time. You've got a 6-gallon DEF tank as well. But you want to do that right here. It's super easy to get in and out of your coach, even if the weather's bad. And then these, again, are these air ride seats. And then there's your little swivel release. So this one's actually up. So you can see what that looks like. But super comfortable, really nicely made seats. Easy access. So for those of you who haven't thought this through, how am I going to get in here? Well, these trucks are made for people that are doing interstate commerce that drive all day. They are not the most dexterous fit people in the world. And these are made so that it's very easy to get in and out of the cab. One of the things I want to point out to this is that you don't see any seam here. The way that this fiberglass end cap is made, everything comes in all the way underneath. So this is one of the things that really, really gives you great confidence in having a bunk over cab is the construction by Renegade. Here's our chrome convex mirrors. Super easy to fill. Oh, Avon, did you lock it? Avon, you locked it, you little poop. I always undo these before my video. And Avon came out and wiped down my engine. How's that? Yeah, I have, by the way, if you guys think this is a simple thing, we have a whole crew of people that support this video program for you. We realized that during COVID, you couldn't see a lot of coaches because they were so sold out. So, hats off to our general manager, Andrew Lyons, for coming up with this fantastic video program. And you know, for really putting us to task and making us shoot a video every day, it's really changed the way people have been able to see things. So you can see here, all of that red is Cummins, all of the black is Freightliner, and that is just a beautiful thing, great access to all of your fluids, just a really, really nice setup. So these Alcoa rims are standard. These are not the American Racing, or wait, so I know you're watching, these are not the Amish Racing rims. I've got a client who does not like the American Racing wheels. This is not the Amish Racing package. This is the standard Alcoa. But keep in mind, like, the construction of this wheel keeps it cooler and keeps it quieter. It absorbs the sound and also that road feel too. So these big Alcoa rims are so much better than Steely's. So if you didn't know that, that's true. Now here you'll see in our first compartment, lots and lots of room. If you would like to get a slide out tray, we can install those for you. We'll normally put it in the center bay here where you see the ottoman. Because there's power here, I can wire and add a Dometic freezer to this bay if you'd like. It's just a little extra, add the wiring. Oh, and on that note, great latch system. Like, one of the better things about these doors is they're shut when they're shut. Now I have this out here, Anna, I know you're mad about it. So for 2022, you have to buy 2 ottomans. If you only order one, you only get one. They're 19.5 by 19.5. They're fantastic. They're super well made. They're nice. But Anna, we're gonna have to get you another one. So there's that. Oh, these are the slide locks. And then I don't know if anyone has ever thought that you couldn't, but you can air up all of your tires off of the RV. So that's your air line right there to do that. Go ahead and close all this bad boy stuff up. Look at the size of these bays. Just so cool. Even though you've got, you don't have pass-through capacity, you still have great capacity. Most of the slide trays that you see on these Class A's that go all the way through get really like kind of loaded up with a bunch of stuff in the middle. Just super nice. These are super deep, plenty of storage underneath this RV. And one of the reasons is because this is a single axle. Keep in mind, when we get into our larger RVs where we get into these rims, whenever you see them inset like this, they're going to be twin screws. If you've got 2 of them, if there's one that's going in and one that's out, that's going to be a tag like on a Class A. But in your Super Cs, if you see 2 rims in the back, it's probably a twin screw, going to give you a little bit better traction if you're towing something really heavy. But it takes up a ton of bay space. Like, for instance, you would lose this entire rear bay. And with your drive shaft coming down the middle and not having that pass-through space, I think that this is really important. So for those of you that are like, oh dude, I need to get like a XL or a Icon for towing, you don't. This has got a 20,000 pound towing capacity. It's got a ton of torque. And one of the nice features about this, and also on the Explorer, is the fact that it doesn't have a dual axle on the back, so you've got more storage underneath. So one of the things that I liked about this compartment, this is where we kept our Outlander fire pit, and just a great little spot. This, like I said, does not have propane on board, so we would always just have a few extra cans of whatever those tanks of propane with us. Here's your rear view backup camera. You've got a nice color monitor with that Garmin system. You've got a 2-inch, and I don't remember the measurement of the other one, but it's a reversible ball. If you need to get a downsizer, we carry them at the store. It does not come with a downsizer to a 2-inch hitch. It's just a 3-inch. Voyager connection, 7-pin for your trailer stacker, all lined up for you. Really important to mention that this has got a fiberglass cap up top as well as one below, so these are 2 separate pieces. If you do have any kind of accident or oopsie, we definitely had one on ours, you could just replace this bottom portion. You don't have to replace the top as well. And then back here you got your 50 amp power cord, which is nice. You also have your surge protector, and then it does come standard with a 30 amp adapter for storage, or if you just can't get a spot that's got 50 amp, busy weekend or whatever. That being said, you don't really need it. You can go boondocking. You've got an 8,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator, tons and tons of power here, more than enough to run your air conditioning. We do mostly desert camping, so we're out there in the desert running our AC a lot. It's very capable. As I mentioned earlier here, we are going to have a full house water filter over there on the left. It's just not plugged in. This coach has been winterized. And then, as I said, as I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I love that Renegade actually actually uses a water jet to carve all of these labels in here, so you don't have to worry about them coming off. You know where your black tank dump is and your gray tank dump is. It's super simple. You do have a power reel right here for your hose, so you just pull that out, and this is just a little storage container to keep your sewer hose. Now there is one in there. I would still recommend getting one that has clear elbows because I think they're nicer. Oh shoot, Jody, we didn't do it. Slides, front slide, retract. How cool is this? So, I mean, seriously, it's in my way, right? Oh, look, there's reflectors on the inside here, Jody. Do you see that? It's just so no one comes walking into the side of the coach late at night after a few margaritas. Not that that would ever happen. So this is the ingot paint job. I do hear people mentioning that there's slide toppers on these coaches. I mean, I've only sold Newmars and Renegades and Winnebagos, so everything that I've ever sold comes with a slide topper. I can't imagine, like, how uncivilized not to have a slide topper, but there are slide toppers. All right, there she is, all put away. So this is going to be your gray and black water tanks. These do have the 110 heat strips on them, so 110 volt heat strips just to keep them from getting frozen. And then here's your aqua hot bay, and it's nice, just a little water bay. If you got some muddy shoes, you want to keep your gloves in there, anything that's kind of gross so you can spray it out later, totally do that as well. And oh, aqua hot juice. Okay, see this bad boy? If that gets down below that line here, this cold line, if it gets down too low, it will not run. So if you buy a Renegade from me and you tell me that you watched my video, I will give you a free can of extra aqua hot juice. If you don't have aqua hot juice, Amazon is not next day ordering. This is not a prime autumn or a prime option. This is not something that's going to come in, tomorrow by noon, and you won't have any hot water. So, highly recommend buy your RV from me, Katie O'Neill at RV or Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado, where you get a free can of aqua hot juice. So more storage over here, of course. Once again, super neat, very tidy bays. Chassis and house batteries. Again, these are regular AGM batteries, so 300 amp hours of battery power there. Like I said, pros and cons, a little more storage with your lithium ion experience, but also much more expensive. And this was more than adequate for us. So DEF fueling station and your diesel fueling station, really nice to have those close together. Block heater for your engine, always use that if it's going to be cold so you don't trip your, there's a little light that'll come on in your dash. It's a check engine light. If you start off too cold and you don't let your engine warm up and you didn't have your block heater on, and then you got to stop at Freightliner and they'll reset it for you for like $120. Or you could just use that and not worry about it. Okay, so here in the front, I know we've already covered this, but again, fantastic access to that really great powerhouse. You got your side cameras here. I did tell you I would show you that little antenna if you wanted to get that Cobra CB system. Breaker. Signing off. Today is Monday. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you've had fun. If you've got any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always available. 303-562-8659. Again, 303-562-8659. My name is Katie O'Neill, and I am so excited to get you on the road and camping. Let me know how I can help.